Good afternoon, honorable adjudicators, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Aissyla Putri Rizkiyah Ananda, and today I proudly stand here as the proposition side to support the motion. This house would give social service and skill training for gambling offenders rather than imprisonment. I believe that gambling offenders are not violent criminals, but individuals who need guidance, support, and a chance to reintegrate into society. Instead of imprisonment, which often worsens their condition, social service and skill training offer a constructive path toward rehabilitation and long-term social benefits. Imprisonment often fails to address the root causes of gambling addiction. In most cases, these offenders are not violent criminals, but individuals struggling with dependency, stress, and poor financial management. Sending them to prison only isolates them, separates them from their families, and places them in an environment where genuine recovery is nearly impossible. Instead of solving the problem, prison can create new ones, such as trauma, unemployment after release, and a higher chance of reoffending. On the other hand, rehabilitation through social service and skill training directly targets the underlying issues. By engaging offenders in productive community service, they learn responsibility, empathy, and discipline. Skill training provides them with concrete opportunities to earn a living through legal means, which is crucial in breaking the cycle of gambling. This approach does not simply punish the person, but transform them into a better version of themselves. Individuals who can rejoin society with dignity and purpose. Skill training equips offenders with employable abilities, lowering unemployment and preventing them from returning to gambling as a source of income. Social service also encourages responsibility and contribution to the community rather than burdening taxpayers with prison costs. Gambling addiction is closely linked with mental health issues. Providing offenders with training and community service promotes a sense of purpose, dignity, and recovery rather than the stigma and isolation of imprisonment. Several countries such as Norway and Canada have successfully implemented rehabilitation and skill-based approach for non-violent offenders, showing significant improvement in reintegration and reduced recidivism. According to the National Council on Problem Gambling, nearly 50% of gambling offenders relapse after serving prison sentence, proving that imprisonment alone is ineffective. A Cambridge University study showed that offenders who participate in skill training and rehabilitation program were 30% less likely to reoffend compared to those who were only imprisoned. The UN Office of Drugs and Crime highlighted that community-based corrections, including social service, are more cost-effective and yield better social outcomes than incarceration for non-violent crimes. In Norway, rehabilitation programs reduced reopening rates to 20%, compared to over 50% in traditional prison system. Ladies and gentlemen, throughout this debate, we have shown why imprisonment is not the right solution for gambling offenders. They are not violent criminals, but individuals who fell into addiction and need guidance. Locking them away will only insulate them further than public research and fail to address the real problem behind their action. Instead, offering social service and skill training gives the individuals a chance to rebuild their life by participating in community service. They learn responsibility, empathy, and the importance of giving back. By receiving skills training, they gain practical tools to find work, earn income, and support their families without relying on gambling. This is real rehabilitation. Research and global examples prove that rehabilitation works better than punishment. Programs in countries like Norway and Singapore show that offenders who receive training and treatment are far less likely to reoffend compared to those who only experience prison. This means safer communities, reduce crime rates, and lower costs for government. Moreover, this approach is not only about saving money or reducing crime. It is about humanity. As a society, we have the moral responsibility to guide and support those who are lost, not abandon them. Every person deserves a second chance, and every community benefits when its members are given the opportunity to change. By focusing on rehabilitation instead of punishment, we not only reduce reoffending, but also create a safer, healthier, and more compassionate society. Therefore, I strongly support the motion that gambling offenders should be given social service and skill training rather than imprisonment. Thank you.